Greetings, everyone. This is our physical chemistry assignment
On the topic Indian Knowledge System submitted by
Sonakshi Rawat.
and Vidhi Negi.
In this presentation, we will learn about Indian knowledge system, introduction, Einstein mass energy equivalence in Bhagavad Gita, law of conservation of energy, theory of atoms, astronomy and planetary science, concept of zero, Einstein's time dilation theory, literature, yoga and meditation, a summary, and the given references.
Indian knowledge system refers to India's traditional knowledge in areas like Ayurveda, yoga, mathematics, astronomy, philosophy, art, architecture, and literature. It is rooted in Indian culture, sustainability, and holistic thinking. Relation with NEP 2020. NEP 2020 promotes IKS by including it in school and college curriculum, encouraging learning in Indian languages, supporting research in traditional Indian fields. Aims of IKS, it preserves and promote ancient Indian.
Indian knowledge system comprises of culture, health and wellness, Vedic system, dharma, contribution to science, intellectual heritage.
Indian knowledge system importance in school curriculum. Number one is for cultural pride. Second is for holistic education, sustainability. Third is innovation. And fourth is for interdisciplinary learning. How is IKS related to chemistry? Like in ancient India, ancient metallurgy was used for extraction of metals like gold, silver, zinc in ancient times. In Ayurveda, chemical processes are used for preparing herbal medicines.
We'll be discussing about ancient Indian wisdom.
India has many sources of ancient knowledge, such as Vedas, a collection of ancient scriptures. There are four types of Vedas: Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samveda, and Atharvaveda, the Upanishads, Purans, and Itihas, also Bhagavad Gita and the epic Mahabharat and Ramayana. Kautilya's Arthashastra. One cannot deny the fact that India had a glorious past with its wisdom literature. Rabindranath Tagore once said, the highest education is that which does not merely give us information but makes our life in harmony with all existence.
We have Einstein mass energy equivalence, the famous formula E equals to mc squared. E stands for energy, m is mass, and c is the speed of light. In simpler terms, this equation means that the mass and energy are interchangeable. A small amount of mass in whatever units can be converted into a large amount of energy because the speed of light squared is a huge number. It can explain how nuclear reactions, like in which occur in the sun or in atomic bombs, release vast energy by converting a tiny bit of mass into huge amounts of energy. So, mass is a form of energy.
This equation, E is equals to mc square, is a modern scientific concept, but similar ideas were philosophically present in ancient Indian texts like the Mahabharata. In the Mahabharata, concepts like energy in subtle forms, in the form of pran, and destructive power in the form of Brahmastra, suggest an early understanding of immense energy hidden in matter.
Following verse from the Bhagavad Gita has been linked to the mass energy equivalence relationship. Bhume rapo nalo vayu ham mano buddhirecha ahankar itiyam me hin prakriti prashtata. The translation here is earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Altogether, these eight constitute my separated material energies. While the Bhagavad Gita does not mention mass energy equivalence scientifically, its philosophical and concepts of unity, transformation, and indestructibility resonate symbolically with the scientific idea behind E equals to mc square. These interpretations are metaphorical, not literal. Here, the Gita teaches that everything in the universe is part of a single eternal reality, Brahman, or the supreme consciousness. It reveals the unity between mass and energy. They're not separate, but forms of the same thing. Almost the same theory was announced by Dr. Albert Einstein centuries after the Bhagavad Gita was decided, but explained scientifically.
Timer used the same theory to make Little Boy and a nuclear bomb containing tremendous destructive potential. He referred it from chapter 11, verse 32 of Bhagavad Gita. Its translation is: Time, I am destroyer of the worlds, and I have come to engage all people, with the exception of you, the Pandavas. All the soldiers here on both sides will be slain.
Law of conservation of energy. K1 plus U1 equals K2 plus U2. K1 is the initial kinetic energy, U1 is the initial potential energy, K2 is the final kinetic energy, and U2 is the final potential energy of an object. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only be transformed from one form to another. In simpler terms, the total energy of an isolated system remains constant over time. It may change forms, for example, from kinetic energy to potential energy or the chemical energy to heat, but the total amount stays the same. It is a fundamental law of physics. With an easier example, we have when we throw a ball, its kinetic energy decreases as it rises, and at the highest point, its potential energy is the maximum. But the total energy, kinetic energy plus potential energy, it remains the same.
Conservation of energy. The law of conservation of energy states that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, only transformed from one form to another form. In Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that the soul is never destroyed, it only changes body. This implies indestructibility and transformation. In Upanishads, they discuss Brahman, the universal energy that pervades everything never created or destroyed. Prakriti and Purusha describes the eternal interplay of energy and matter.
The verse 20 from chapter 2 goes as Najayate mrite vakadachi nayam bhutva bhavita vana bhuyah ajo nityah shashvatoyam purano nahanyate hanyamane sharire. The translation here is: For the soul there is never birth, nor death, nor having once been, does he ever cease to be. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, undying, impermeable. He is not slain when the body is slain. Just as energy cannot be created or destroyed, the soul is also eternal. It merely changes form, which is body. Therefore, the concept is similar. Two from the same chapter goes as Vasamsi jinani yatha vihai navani granati naroparani tatha sharirani vihai jinane anyati samyati navina dehi. The translation goes as a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones. Similarly, the soul accepts new material bodies, giving up the old, useless ones. Here it reflects the idea of transformation without destruction, which is a spiritual analogy to energy transformation. The scientific law is that energy is conserved, only transformed, whereas from Gita's view, the soul, it is conserved, only reincarnated or transformed.
Clearly stated in chapter 2, verse 23 of Bhagavad Gita that the soul can never be cut into pieces by any weapon, nor can it be burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by wind.
Like we have is the theory of atom, given by Dalton's atomic theory in 1803 that all matter is made up of atoms. Atoms are indivisible and indestructible. They are of the same element and are identical. The modern atomic theory explains that atoms have a nucleus as a center containing protons and neutrons. Electrons revolve around the nucleus in energy levels or shells. Atoms can combine to form molecules through chemical bonds. So, atoms are mostly empty space. The dense nucleus is tiny compared to the whole atom.
In ancient India, the concept of atoms was developed by Acharya Kannad, a great philosopher and scientist. What did he propose? He founded the Vishak school of philosophy. He proposed that all matter is made up of tiny indivisible particles called anu that are also called atoms. When atoms combine, they form larger substances with different properties. These atoms are eternal, invisible, indestructible, and can combine in various ways to form complex matter.
Description of the Srimad Bhagavatam is almost the same as the modern science of atomism. It goes as Karma sad visheshanam aneko samrita sada Parmanu savigyo nirnamekyo pramato yatah. The translation is the material manifestation's ultimate particle, which is indivisible and not formed into a body, is called the atom. It exists as always as an invisible identity, even after the dissolution of all forms. The material body is but a combination of such atoms, but it is misunderstood by the common man. Here, the term Parmanu is used to describe the smallest indivisible particle of matter. It is said to be the basic building block of material creation, similar to the concept of the atom in ancient Indian philosophy and modern science. Samyuga means combining atoms. It explains how multiple Parmanus combine to form large visible matter. Then we have the word Ekya Brahmo. The text notes that the sense of solid continuous objects is an illusion. What we see as one object is actually made up of countless small particles, which are Parmanu. This aligns with the modern understanding that what appears solid is mostly empty space filled with fast moving subatomic particles.
11 verse 2 of Srimad Bhagavatam states that atoms are the ultimate state of the manifest universe. When they stay in their own forms without forming different bodies, they are called the unlimited oneness. There are certainly different bodies in physical forms, but the atoms themselves form the complete manifestation. In chapter 11, verse 3 of the Saints, it states that one can estimate time by measuring the movement of the atomic combination of bodies. Time is the potency of the Almighty Personality of Godhead, Hari, who controls all physical movement, although he is not visible in the physical world.
The idea of Parmanu was given by Maharishi Kannad 2700 years ago. Even from the Srimad Bhagavatam, verse from 1 to 4, it is explained that time is ultimately measured through the motion of Parmanus. These atoms combine to form objects, and their motion marks time. The visible world arises from their interaction, even though each Parmanu is invisible in its own.
Leonard also believed in motion, heat, and interaction between atoms, ideas much ahead of his time.
Thoroughly debated topic from Bhagavad Gita is of chapter 8, verse 9. It goes as Kavim Puranam Anushasitaram Anoha Aniyam Sa Anusmrityah Sarvasya Dhataram Achintya Rupam Aditya Varnam Tamsaha Prastha. Translation is one should meditate upon the Supreme Person as the one who knows everything, as he is the oldest, who is the controller, who is smaller than the smallest, which is the maintainer of everything, who is beyond all material conception, who is inconceivable, and who is always a person. He is luminous like the sun and being transcendental is beyond the material nature. Here, the phrase Anur Aniyam Sam, smaller than the smallest, has been interpreted by some as indicating that the Supreme exists even beyond the subtlest levels of matter, perhaps even subtler than atoms or particles. It is a philosophical expression. However, it teaches that meditating on the Supreme Being, who is smaller than the smallest, eternal, and beyond darkness, leads one to liberation. This is not a science textbook. We can express the spiritual and metaphysical truths. But to if we were to take out the scientific information from it, we could see Anur Aniyam Sam as the smaller than the smallest. It could talk about subatomic particles. We have quarks, strings, or even quantum fields, entities much smaller than the atoms. Then Achintya Rupa means inconceivable form. We have discovered many phenomena which are hard to visualize, especially for simpler human beings, such as quantum superposition, wave particle duality, or dark matter, the energy, which is beyond human perception. Then the Sarvasya Dhataram, which means sustainer of all. It could symbolically represent the idea that there is a unifying field or a force sustaining all creation, like the unified field theory in physics or the consciousness as a fundamental force. It is a debated area, but it is a growing area of interest in theoretical physics and also in neuroscience. Then Aditya Varnam, luminous like the sun. It implies the source of energy which could be symbolically linked to light as a fundamental energy form. The Big Bang as the origin of light and energy. The idea that the source of creation is luminous, radiant. It is similar to how the sun sustains life on Earth.
Next topic is astronomy and planetary science.
Astronomy and planetary science. Astronomy is the scientific study of celestial objects like planets, stars, galaxies, and the space and the universe as a whole. It explores the origin, motion, structure, and the evolution of the universe. Planetary science is a subfield of astronomy that focuses specifically on planets, moons, asteroids, and the solar system bodies.
Ancient people has had an advanced knowledge of astronomy and planetary science through texts like Vedanga, Jyotisha, Aryabhatta's work, and Surya Siddhanta, showing deep understanding of celestial bodies and time, which also contributed in model of the solar system and planetary motion.
We are all aware that Nicholas Copernicus is known as the father of astronomy, but the great Indian astronomer Aryabhatta is known as the father of Indian astronomy for his contributions in mathematics and astronomy. In the 5th century BCE, he developed a new model of the solar system, which placed the sun at the center of the universe and explained the apparent motions of the planets using the system of epicycles. The Indian astronomer Varamihira, who lived in the 6th century CE, made important contributions to the study of eclipses and the measurement of time. He also developed a system of astrology, which is still widely practiced in India today. He also wrote Panch Siddhantika for Greek, Roman, Indian uh, astronomy. In the medieval period, Indian astronomy continued to flourish with important contributions from astronomers such as Bhaskar II and Madhav of Sangamgram. These astronomers made important contributions to the study of trigonometry, calculus, and the measurement of time. The Bhaskar satellites, Bhaskar first and Bhaskar second, are named after the two ancient Indian mathematics. One of them is Bhaskar second.
Emphasis on observation. People in ancient India placed great importance on direct observation of the sky. They studied the movement of stars, planets, sun, and moon. This observational knowledge helped in predicting eclipses, seasons, and time. Texts like Vedanga Jyotisha were based on empirical observations over centuries. Number two is integration of astronomy and astrology. In ancient India, astronomy and astrology were closely linked.
Next, we have rich astronomical literature, holistic worldview, and eclipses. Ancient India had a rich tradition of astronomy known as Jyotisha, which is the science of light. It combines mathematics, observation, and philosophy. It formed one of the six Vedants. Vedant Jyotisha is the oldest known Indian astronomical text. It focuses on lunar and solar calendars, Tithi, and Yug. Surya Siddhant describes planetary motions, eclipses, trigonometry, and precision. Aryabhatiya by Aryabhat introduces heliocentric elements, Earth's rotation, and spherical Earth. It also gave methods for calculating planetary positions, eclipses, and the value of pi. Brahmasput Siddhant by Brahmagupta. It discussed gravity, planetary motions, and rules for arithmetic and algebra. Panchasiddhantika by Brahmhira, a summary of five earlier astronomical systems. It also blends Greek and Indian ideas and covers eclipses, planetary conjunctions, and astrology.
Sixth is the calendar system. Ancient Indians developed accurate calendar systems based on lunar and solar cycles. The Panchang was widely used to track festivals, farming, eclipses. People use calendars in daily life, agriculture, religious practices, and timekeeping. Seventh is astronomy and education. Astronomy was a core subject in ancient Indian education, taught in Gurukuls and ancient universities like Nalanda and Takshila University. Scholars like Aryabhatta, Varamira, and Bhaskara were highly respected and their works were widely studied.
Understanding the day and time with the help of chapter 11, verse 10 from Srimad Bhagavatam. यमाश्चत्वारश्चत्वारो नृत्यानाम् अहनि उभे पक्षः पञ्चदशाहनि शुल्कः कृष्णश्च. Translation: It is calculated that there are four prahars, which are also called as yam, in the day and four in the night of the human being. Similarly, 15 days and nights are a fortnight, and there are two fortnights, white and black, in a month. Here, yam, which is a unit of time, it means roughly 3 hours. So 4 yams per day and 4 yams per night means 8 yams, which is 24 hours. Then ahani ubhe refers to both day and night. Paksh is a fortnight, half of a lunar month. We have two Paksh, Shukla Paksh, waxing moon, and Krishna Paksh, waning moon. Panchadashani means 15 days in each Paksh. This verse describes the timekeeping based on natural celestial cycles, the lunar phases. The division into Paksh is still used in the Hindu lunar calendar today. It reflects the detailed and accurate time measurement system used in ancient India cosmology.
Chapter 11, verse 11 of Srimad Bhagavatam explains date and time. The aggregate of two fortnights is 1 month, and that period is one complete day and night for the Pita planets. Two of such months comprise one season, and 6 months comprise one complete movement of the sun from south to north. Chapter 11 and verse 12 states that two solar movements make one day and night of the demigods, and that combination of day and night is one complete calendar year for the human being. The human being has a duration of life of 100 years.
Concept of zero. Zero is a number that represents a void, nothingness, or the absence or lack of quantity, but it also plays a critical role in mathematics and science. It is used as a placeholder in place value system. Uh, it was developed by Aryabhat, who used it as a place value system, and then Brahmagupta in his Brahmasput Siddhant, it formally defined zero as a number. And it enabled the development of algebra, calculus, computer science, and modern arithmetic. It is more than nothing, it is a mathematical backbone.
Aryabhatta is an astronomer and mathematician who gave the concept of zero and also gave the approximate value of pi, that was 3.1416.
In the 7th century AD, Brahmagupta developed the rules for using zero in arithmetic operations, including addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. His book, Brahmasput Siddhant, which it consists of 24 chapters and over 1,000 verses, it defines zero and negative numbers, solves equations algebraically, and advances astronomy and trigonometry.
Time dilation theory and its connection with ancient India. While ancient India didn't have the mathematical theory like Einstein's relativity, the concept of the time being relative was already present in Indian text. In Bhagavata Puran and Mahabharata, it describes the story where time flows differently in different realms. Example, King Kakudmi visits Brahmalok for a short time, but when he returns to earth, many ages have passed. Okay, what the Einstein's time dilation theory states, it states that the time is not absolute. It depends on speed and motion. The faster you move, the slower time passes for you compared to someone who is not moving, which was also clearly mentioned in our ancient text.
Bhagavad Gita chapter 8 verse 17 we have Sahasra Yug Paryantam Bhayat Brahmano Viduhu Ratram Yug Sahastrantam Te Horatra Vido Janaha. The translation is one day of Brahma is worth 1,000 of the ages known to humankind, same as is for each night. So, one Mahayug, it means 4 yugs, which equals to 4.32 million years. And 1,000 Mahayugs equals to one day of Brahma, which is 4.32 billion years. And Brahma's night is of the same length as the day, so it would be 4.32 billion years plus. Total one full day night of Brahma equals 8.64 billion years. These vast time cycles reflect an awareness of cosmic time close to modern astrophysical time scales like the age of Earth, which is 4.5 billion years. Unlike the linear Western time concepts, Indian cosmology sees time as a cyclical with repeated creation and dissolution.
Equation theory formula is T dash equal to T under root of 1 minus mu square upon c square, where T dash is time duration in space, T is time duration on the earth, V is the speed with which the universe is expanding, C is the speed of light.
The Bharati scriptures include Shrutis and Smritis. Shruti means what has been heard, and Smriti means what has been remembered. So, Shruti includes Veds, Rigved, Yajurved, Samved, Atharved, and Upanishads. Smriti includes Upveds, Ayurved, Dhanurved, Gandharved, Saptaved, Vedangs, Siksha, Kalp, Vyakran, Chand, Jyotisha, Nirukta, Purans, Mahapuran, Uppuran, then Itihas, Ramayana, Mahabharat, Ved Upang, Nyay, Vaisheshika, Sankhya, Yog, Mimas, Vedant, and Dharma Shastra, Dharma and Shastra.
A literature review on ancient Indian wisdom and management practices would explore the historical and philosophical text from India that offers insights into principles of governance, leadership, and organizational management. Now, let's discuss how these texts and practices uh, is related to the ancient Indian wisdom. Number one is Vedas and Upanishads. They show deep knowledge of cosmology, elements, sound, time, and consciousness. Upanishads focus on philosophy, logic, and metaphysics, which relate to modern physics and psychology. Ancient people believed that the truth can be known through observation, reasoning, and inner experience. These are all the scientific methods. The Sanskrit phrase Vasudev Kutumbakam from chapter 6, verse 71 to 73 of Maha Upanishad means the world is one family. This phrase is aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals and can help accelerate their achievement and help eradicate the problem of climate change by developing the feeling of oneness among every human being.
Second, we have Arthashastra, one of the oldest treatises on statecraft written by Chanakya, also known as Kautilya and Vishnugupta. He is an ancient Indian economist and strategist who served as the chief advisor and mentor to Chandragupta Maurya, founder of the modern empire. Arthashastra means science of wealth or governance. Basically, it is a manual for rulers covering politics and diplomacy, law and order, economy and taxation, warfare, and public administration. He emphasized the role of a ruler or leader in ensuring the welfare of the people, as it is the king's duty to protect and prosper his people. Mahabharata and Ramayana epics are considered as itihas. Mahabharata is written by sage Vyas and contains over 1 lakh shloks, making it the longest epic in the world. It describes the conflict between the Pandavas and Kauravas, the cousins in the Kuru dynasty. Mahabharata is a complex tale of politics, war, and dharma, focusing on human dilemmas and cosmic law. Whereas Ramayana, it is written by sage Valmiki and contains about over uh, 24,000 shloks. It tells the life of Lord Ram, the seventh avatar of Vishnu, the ideal man and king, focusing on personal virtue and family duty. Together, they form the spiritual and ethical backbone of Indian civilization.
Fourth is the Jatak tales. These are the stories that reflect the moral, ethical, and psychological understanding of ancient Indians, teach values like compassion, patience, nonviolence, and calm, showing how human behavior was studied and recorded. This was a step towards social sciences. Number fifth is yoga and meditation, ancient tools for controlling the body, breath, and mind, now scientifically proven to benefit mental health, focus, immunity, and emotional balance. Ancient Indians understood the connection between mind and body long before modern neuroscience.
The Gurukul system was a value based, holistic education model in ancient India that emphasized knowledge, discipline, spirituality, and teacher student bonding. Some examples of ancient Gurukuls are Takshashila, Nalanda, and Vikramshila, where the subjects taught were Veds, scriptures, mathematics, astronomy, Ayurveda, logic, philosophy, arts, warfare, archery, yoga, meditation, and ethics. The key features were the residential learning, free education, holistic education, personalized learning, and no discrimination. Ayurveda is an ancient Indian system of natural medicine and holistic healing. Ayur means life and Ved means knowledge. It means science of life. It is over 5,000 years old and it is rooted in the Veds, especially the Atharvaveda, and it is developed by sages like Charak, Shushruta, and Bhagavad. Its core principles are five elements: earth, water, fire, air, space, and all these matters are made of these. We have three dosh or energies: Vat, Pit, Kaph, and Prakriti, each person's unique constitution based on dosh balance. Ayurvedic healing includes herbal medicine, diet and nutrition, yoga and meditation, panchkarma or detox, massage and oils, and dincharya, lifestyle discipline. The goal is to maintain physical, mental, and spiritual balance for a long, healthy, and harmonious life.
The last point is dharma and science. Dharma meant living in harmony with nature, society, and self, like today's idea of sustainability and ethics in science. Science and dharma were not separate in ancient India, both aimed at truth, balance, and well being.
Yoga and meditation. Yoga is a holistic practice combining postures, breathing, and discipline, while meditation focuses on the mind. Together, they promote physical health, mental peace, and spiritual balance.
And meditation. First, let's discuss relation with ancient people and their wisdom. Yoga and meditation were part of daily life, not just for spiritual goals, but also for health, discipline, and mental clarity. It's a relation with IKS. Yoga and meditation, the core part of IKS, rooted in the Vedas, Upanishads, and Ayurveda. They connect mind, body, and soul, showing a holistic view of human life. Its origins can be traced to the northern India over 5,000 years ago. Its relation with modern science. Scientific research today proves that yoga and meditation reduces stress, anxiety, and depression, improves memory, focus, and immunity. Now, let's discuss the proof of intelligence and scientific mindset. The ability to link yoga with the cosmic energies, planetary cycles like astronomy, and daily routines shows a scientific and astronomical understanding of life.
It is believed that there are 19 different types of yoga and 66 basic yoga postures. The types are Hatha Yoga, Raj Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, and Gyan Yoga, meaning asanas, meditation and mental control, devotion, selfless action, and knowledge and wisdom, respectively. Yoga improves flexibility, strength, posture, and breathing. It promotes overall health and well being by reducing stress and boosting mental clarity. Meditation is known as dhyan, a practice of focused awareness or stillness of mind. The common types of meditation is breath awareness, mantra meditation, and mindfulness. It enhances mental peace, concentration, and emotional control, and reduces anxiety, depression, and stress.
Indian knowledge system reflects the deep scientific wisdom of ancient Indian people through texts like the Vedas, Upanishads, Jataka tales, and practices like yoga and meditation. They explored nature, matter, life, and the cosmos with a logical reasoning, observation, and experimentation. In astronomy and physics, they studied planetary motions, time cycles, and gravitational effects using observations and mathematics. They even related celestial bodies to human health, like the moon, which influences human emotions and biological rhythms, just as it controls tidal waves through gravitational pull. This shows an early awareness of biochemistry and environmental effects on the body. Summarize all of these, the Indian knowledge system blends spiritual insight with scientific thinking. It shows that ancient Indians were not only philosophers, but also early scientists with deep understanding in chemistry, physics, astronomy, and health, proving their wisdom was far ahead of its time.
Following are the given references for our project.
Thank you.